It's the life of a diesel shop owner. You're constantly on the go, constantly on the run, and there's always a challenge. Every day before my feet hit the floor, I just say to myself, you're going to war. And that's not just a saying, that's real life. I'm expecting a challenge. So I literally prepare my mind, my heart for the day before I even get out of bed. If I don't do that, what happens? Well, I'm not prepared. And when you're not prepared, then the day is not going to go at all how you want. You already know that there's going to be challenges coming. You already know that everything that you plan for, most of it's not going to go according to plan. So if you go in unprepared, then you're going to fail. The best way to not fail is for you to expect a challenge. The truth is that when you start expecting a challenge, then you're ready. You're actually looking forward to the next big challenge. Like when you have a customer that's upset, or you have a customer who said you charged too much. Have you guys ever had these situations in your life where somebody got upset at you, even though you were doing the best job that you could, but they didn't appreciate it? They didn't see the value in what you did for them. So when you prepare for that stuff before it ever happens, then when it does happen, you're ready. It's like a football player on the front line. When they say go or hut, whatever they say when they go, they just take off and go to action. They're not waiting around. They're not getting hit with a surprise. You got to stay ready. That's just like this video just now. I got interrupted with a phone call. There's a truck driver that needs a ride to the hotel, and I was supposed to grab him before I left, and guess what? I forgot. So now he's got to wait like 40 minutes for me to get back, and then I'll run him to the hotel. There's just always something going on. One thing that you have to be able to deal with in this business is you have to be able to just pivot instantly and give it your all the time. You can never let off the gas. You can never give in. You can never relent. You can never complain. This is what you prayed for. Remember that. Remember that on the difficult days when you feel like giving up, giving in, when you feel like crying and calling your wife, calling your mom. No one wants to hear you cry. No one wants to hear you complain. They want to see you win. And the only way you're going to win is when you keep on pushing forward with a great attitude. See, a great attitude is a positive attitude. It's powerful. It's moving. People are inspired by it. A leader with a positive attitude. Heck, if you're in sales, if you own a diesel shop, you don't have to think you're in sales if you don't want to, but you're in sales. You're selling repairs. You're selling why your shop is better than the next guy, the 100 other options that people can choose from. You're selling why you're the best employer to work for when there's so many other people that they could be working for. But the key is that you can't sell what you're not. So whatever you're lacking, you got to become legitimately that thing that you know that you need. If you know that you need leadership, you got to become a better leader. If you know you need to become a more honest, forgiving person, you need to become more honest and forgiving. If you know you need to treat your wife better, then it's time to start treating your wife better. All the answers that you need to the questions that you have they're already there and they're simple. The truth of it is that it takes discipline to follow through on those simple solutions that you know you should be doing already. Only the disciplined will thrive. Everyone else is just surviving. They're in survival mode all the time. I hate when people's mentality is so beat down because of life and all of the trials and tests that it brings your way that you get to the point where you're just like, I just want to give up. I just want to quit. There's no point in ever feeling like you doubt yourself. There's no point in doubting God's plan for you. You're right where you need to be right now, because that's where God wants you to be. When you start becoming a better version of yourself, the kind of man that God can trust with more, that's when he will start to show up for you in bigger and bigger ways. All of the problems that you have right now that seem like they're so difficult, they're really not hard to fix. It's just that you have to make a decision that it's time to change. Like, enough is enough. I'm done dealing with this pain. I am not going to struggle this way forever. This is ridiculous. Enough is enough. I've had it. When you hit that point, it will change for you. The question is, how much pain are you going to endure before you say enough is enough and that you make the decision that it's time to change? For me, I feel like I have had to literally get beat up, chewed on, spit out, stomped on, and crushed before I finally got it through my thick head that it was time to change. And that it wasn't everybody else's problem, it was my problem. And then when I faced that reality, literally everything in my life started to change. My wife, she started to look at me differently. She started to smile at me. She started to be so excited for me to come home from work because my whole mentality changed. With me working on myself, my whole business started taking off and thriving. Does that mean I don't have the challenges? No. Heck no. The more successful that you become, the more challenges that you're going to face. But it's not about you. What you realize is it's about the power of the process. It's who you're becoming through that crucible that you feel like you're in. That's the key. When you become better, everything is going to change for you. Not the economy. It's not a lack of business. It's not that the market is saturated with all kinds of repair shops or whatever it is kind of business that you do. It's you. Literally believe this. You create your own economy. When people meet you, what do they see? What is their impression? Do they trust you? Can you back up what you say time and time again, day in and day out, through all of the struggles, through all of the pain, through all of life's trials, in business and in your personal life? Like, that's the key. Do you persevere through all of that stuff? Are you a winner? Do you have that winning spirit inside? Or do you have that quit? Do you have quit in you? If you own a business and you're successful, you can have no quit in you. When every circumstance stands against you, you have to be the man who rises to the occasion, and everybody sees it and they come running toward you, not away from you because you're freaking out and you can't get the job done. You're the guy that they come to. I thought this is something I was thinking of the other day when I was meditating and praying. I said, give it your all, because you don't want to be remembered as the man who couldn't complete the job. That's the kind of people I want to roll with. That's the kind of people I want to hire. That's the kind of people who can build something great. So keep that in mind. So when I was younger, my mom and dad got divorced when I was 8. After some years, my mom started dating and she met a guy named John. John was a very abusive boyfriend. He lived with us. One day, my mom and him got in a physical fight. And I remember him taking a claw hammer, and he was about to hit her and just smash her head in with it. And I was just young at the time. I didn't know what to do. I picked up the phone and I went to call the cops. And after that, I realized, oh my goodness, he cut the freaking phone line. I can't call the cops. So what am I going to do? So I ran out house. I couldn't go out the front door because that's where they were fighting. So I jumped out my bedroom window and ran through the woods like a half mile to a neighbor's house and was banging on all the different doors trying to get somebody to let me in. And finally, an old woman let me in, and I asked her to use her phone. And she gave me that phone, and I called the cops, and then the cops finally showed up and broke up that fight. It's that experience that I think about every time something gets difficult in my life. And today, I hit a personal record on the bench press, 10 reps at 225, and it was the fuel from that experience, that pain that I still feel inside from that experience and how my mom was getting treated, pushing that into this bench press to be able to produce this result. This result is something that like I've been going for months and months and months, and finally hit it. It feels so good to hit your goals. It feels amazing. It feels like a liberating feeling. And now my goal is to set the bar even higher and to keep going. So that pain produced a testimony in my life, and it's producing positive results. So you can either continue to have excuses hold you back, or you can use that pain to produce your own personal testimony. And that's what I want you to do. And I want to challenge you to take all of that pain, all of those things that have wronged you in your life, and push it into something positive, something awesome. That's what you're supposed to do with that pain.